Well, howdy do, buckaroos. This is Tom the Beer Whisperer. This is Sunday at the Beer Whisperer Pub. I'm being joined by two friends today, Jean-Pierre from Alabama and Todd Wren out of Indiana. Hey, guys, introduce yourselves. Well, I guess I just introduced you, but tell us what you're all drinking.
Go ahead, John.
Well, my Bud Ice wasn't cold enough, and I just so I just grabbed the next best thing. Well, not the next best thing, but people depends on who you talk to in the beer community. But I had a cold one of Natty Natural.
Oh, okay. So we're drinking the good stuff today.
Right.
I got to say, though, I love the reintroduction of the stubby bottles.
Yeah, I didn't know. All the years since I started drinking beer, I didn't know they did these bottles. I knew about the other, the 12-ounce bottles, the traditional, of course, the cans and whatnot, but I never knew they did this, the natural line. But I've been seeing a lot of these lately here, and a couple of others who've done this, and it's kind of cool. I kind of like it.
So what are you drinking, Todd?
I am drinking one from Central Waters Brewing Company up out of Wisconsin. I just picked it up a couple days ago. It actually just hit the shelves here a couple days ago. It's their Brewer's Reserve Bourbon Barrel Scotch Ale.
Nice. That sounds very tasty.
Here's the bottle of it. I've had a couple things from this brewery before in the past, and they're what I've had so far has been everything and then some.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's pretty good. So it's aged in bourbon barrels.
Yes.
So it's similar to the Founder's Backwoods Bastard, anyway, right?
I would say so. I guess. Yeah. This is the first one I've popped. I got a 4-pack of it, and I haven't tried it yet. So
when we started this up, I did know that John was going to join us. I just sent him an invite, but I do these so off the cuff that I send invites out and never know who's going to be able to come in. So I was working on a Founder's Old Curmudgeon. I actually been working on this one for about an hour now. I've been slipping her slow. But when John said he had available was a Bud Ice, I thought, well, heck, I got an Old Star in the fridge, I got a Lone Star in the fridge, so I decided I'd pop it. I gave it a good treatment by pouring it into my nice Amstel Light glass. You could tell she's very fizzy. So it says, Todd, since you're the one with the fancy beer to start with, I'm going to let you start with some tasting notes.
Well, the smell is definitely got the malt characteristic, kind of sweet smell to it. Not really, it's a little bit of roastiness there, but not much. Definitely get some of the bourbon barrel flavor to it. The bourbon on the taste on the palate is a lot more present than it is on the nose. Very nice. It's very good.
So I'm sure you probably had the Backwood Bastard at some time. How does it compare to that? I mean, are the notes similar?
I think the Backwoods is probably a little more malty,
okay,
a little sweeter. But this one,
it's very sweet beer, yeah.
This was very nice though. Might have to keep one back and let it sit for a little while. It's got a little kick to it in the end. I don't know what I think it checks in at a little over 9%, but I'm not 100% sure. It doesn't say on the bottle. It doesn't say what the IBUs are either. So I tried to look it up on the website, but I didn't really find a whole lot of information on it.
John, you want to wax poetic about your Natty Light?
What is there to say? It's about it. It's one of the early of the light beer movement. Them, of course. You had, of course, Miller Lite also, and then Schlitz Light. But this is despite all the negative things that people say about this beer, it is a very enjoyable light beer, and for the price I got this. I was looking for something the other night, and just And like I said, I just saw it, and for the price, this was, I believe, and this was just which is an amazing price to see it for a 6-pack of this for about $3 something and change, and that was usually is about like 4 or 5, but for $3 and change for a 6-pack of this, I said I'm going to get this today. Even though I don't drink it all the time as a light beer, but I'm going to drink it. So, and you know, again, it's just something that's to stand by, just to have. Like I said, I bought it was just for the price. The price was really good. So,
I think what a lot of folks don't realize is when that beer first came out, it wasn't a bargain beer. I mean, it was a premium beer.
Very premium, indeed. Very much a premium beer. Very much right up there now. And now it's like, you know, you hear it for whether it's called a redneck beer or, you know, white trash beer or, you know, it basically, you know, why you drink that? Just drink water. You know, you hear all those running jokes. If you go to the Urban Dictionary, it's kind of funny, and you type in natural light, they'll have these definitions that are kind of hysterical. So, yeah. And, but, again, Bud, Anheuser-Busch ain't getting rid of it. I mean, it still brings them a lot of money, even though they do very little, if any, advertising. It's still right up there as the top 10 best-selling beers sold in the States, with sales, I think, somewhere near about $600 or $700 million. So laugh at it all you want, but it's making money for Anheuser-Busch InBev.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what Anheuser-Busch does well. I mean, they make money. They don't necessarily make great products, but they certainly know how to advertise and market and make money.
Right.
Hey, John, did you say that was a stubby bottle? I can't. Your picture's not showing up on my end.
Okay.
Your video's not. So.
Yeah, it's a stubby bottle.
Okay.
For whatever yeah. Now, here you go. Can you see it now?
Yeah, I can. I'm not sure why Todd can't, but I can see it. Yeah, you're showing up on my end.
Yeah, it's still dark on mine. I don't know what's going on. It's always on my end for some reason. I think it's user error.
So I don't know what it is, to be honest with you, John, but for some reason, if I buy a classic macro product like that, for whatever reason, I do like the stubby bottles better. I think if I'm going to drink a beer out of a bottle, which I rarely do, for some reason, I think it must be in my mind, but I like the stubbies better, and I don't know why that is.
Right. I guess maybe tradition, nostalgia, you know, pretty much.
I think it's probably mostly nostalgia, to be honest with you, because I mean, I never buy Coors products. I hate the company for a lot of reasons, but when they first reintroduced the stubbies several years ago, I had to buy a 6-pack just because they were reintroducing the stubby bottles.
Could be the old thought of the bottle tasting better than a can kicking in a little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. And, you know, I think, you know, old school like my dad, who was born in 1922, they always drank out of a bottle. And I remember being in a lot of bars as a young kid. You at that time anyway, and it wasn't a foregone conclusion. 99% of the time, when you walked into a bar back in the late 60s and 70s, all the men would be drinking out of a bottle and the women would be drinking out of a glass. Now, I don't know exactly why that is, but that's how it was back then.
That's interesting.
Yeah, everything was still bottles. My dad likes, you know, most of the beers he drinks was everything out of the bottle, whether it be the Heineken, which that and Guinness Extra Stout are his two personal favorites, and he's just always been used to drinking them out of a bottle, you know. So where us, his children, his sons prefer the can. So I don't know. Yeah, whatever makes you happy.
I don't like drinking out of a can. As a craft beer guy, I don't necessarily mind a can, but I dislike drinking out of a can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, you know, it's but they always say they talk about how cans, I guess, maintain some of the, I guess, like they say, with the bottles, sunlight can get into it, and it can have an effect on what the beer tastes like versus versus cans where no sunlight and all the freshness is in cans. Me personally, I don't care as long as the beer is cold.
Right. Yeah, there you go.
So
I kind of.
even with craft beer, John, are you one that likes them a little colder than typical?
Depends which one it is. I know some want it. You got to have it really seriously cold. Others prefer it, refrigerator temperature, 45 degrees or whatever. Or some maybe in room temperature. All depends which style it is.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm on record. I've said in several videos that I typically like beers a little bit colder than most beer geeks. I don't know why that is, but I do. It is probably my upbringing, to be honest with you. But I do. I mean, they're like this old curmudgeon's been sitting a while. I don't mind this at about 50, 55 degrees. I don't, but I typically like craft beers a little bit colder than most do. I just did. I think you have, especially during the spring and summer, I think cold, gives you more of that refreshing quality you want. I think for the for the fall and winter beers, I don't mind them a little warmer, but pilsners, lagers, saisons, even I want them a little colder than typical.
Right. Yeah.
Well, also starting them out cold like that, you get to see how they change some as it warms up.
Yeah, I do like the evolution of the beer. Sure, I certainly see that. I want to see how it is because although some will say it's better warmer, you do get notes when it's colder that you don't get. So I don't necessarily like to use the term better. It's just different from one end to the other.
Yeah.
I typically always just drink mine straight out of the fridge just because it's just a grab one and go type of thing.
So I know Todd was left home unsupervised watching some football. My wife went outside to take care of the chickens, and John, you jumped on and said you had a few minutes. So what do you got going on today? I know you're typically watching football today.
Yeah, I'm watching some football right now, but also I'm doing some writing right now. I'm just writing some things, some stuff, something I'm trying to get back into a hobby of mine that I haven't done in some time. Just kind of doing a little bit of short stories, things like that. Just things like that. Just want to get back into that thing because it's been usually because of my work schedule being what it is, Monday through Friday. And maybe sometimes a lot of Saturdays, I come home and I'm just like pluck tired, and I just sit down and just want to kick my feet back and relax. I have a cold one. Either my lady is in the back, or we're out and about running errands or doing whatever. Or so I decided let me do this. I did a little bit of it last night and some today. So I'm trying to get back into kind of doing some things that I enjoy. Plus, still doing some videos as well. I put a video up today. I don't know if you saw it on the Pumpkin Ale by Stevens Point
Yes,
Brewery.
I did see that. So, John, I want to ask you a question, but I want to introduce somebody first. John Sharon just joined us from Indiana.
Hey,
John,
all right, John, what's going on?
And I'm going to ask you a question in a second, but
Be
hang
a
on,
Disney World.
I was in the middle of with Jean-Pierre, and I want to ask him a question. So, is your writing fiction or nonfiction, John?
It's fiction, basically.
Nice, okay.
Just
Yeah, I like to write as a hobby too, but it's usually something beer related, kind of nonfiction,
right.
or my opinion on something. But that's great that you like to do. That's kind of because writing is an outlet, whether it's nonfiction or fiction. It does kind of help you relax. I know for me it does.
Right.
So hey, John, thanks for joining us.
Well, you know what? Look, I got a couple of minutes. Let's just keep talking until y'all decide to kind of wrap this thing up.
Yeah,
you got me involved now. So
John, hey, John, where are you?
John's in Orlando.
John, did we lose you?
I'm still here. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, John Sharon.
John Sharon's in Orlando. Look at the background there.
I'm having trouble hearing you, man. Talk to us.
I'm just sitting down here in Orlando. I thought I seen you guys. I just got off the bus from the park, so I'll jump on for a second.
Well, thanks for. Are you drinking a beer, or are you just joining us?
I'm drinking what nobody likes.
Well, that's okay. Hell, I got a Lone Star. John's drinking a Natty Light, so Todd's making us look bad with a whiskey barrel Scotch ale.
Yeah. I had a few minutes. Everybody's taking a nap, so I had to slip out and jump on for a minute.
Well, thanks for joining us. I was talking with John. John was just telling us about his writing. He writes some nonfiction short stories as a hobby at the moment. Hey, John, is that something you'd like to try to do, as a profession at some point, or? Did I lose you? Everybody froze on me.
I'm still here.
What are you drinking, Todd Wren?
The Scotch Ale Brewers Reserve Central Waters beer just come out. That keg just got. I didn't know everybody was going to drink the adjuncts, or I would have just grabbed one of those.
Well, I wasn't. Well, I'm also drinking the old curmudgeon still. I was working on this. I had a little bit left. Jean-Pierre's image froze. I think we lost him. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know if he can hear me or not. Oh,
Yep,
no, he's gone. Yeah, we lost him. I was trying to ask him a question there. Well, hey, John, I'm glad you're having a good time out there in Orlando. I know you're on vacation this week.
Yeah. Our flight got canceled, so we had to drive down.
Oh, damn, that sucks.
That's a long drive. That's about 14 hours I took to get out here.
Yeah, that was a drive.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
How's the weather down there now? How's the weather down there now? It looks nice.
80 degrees and hotter than crap. Nice.
John, are you back with us, buddy?
So,
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back.
Yeah,
hey, John Sharon, I got you now. I see you on screen.
All right, there we go. You froze up on me.
See you guys later.
Yeah.
Hey, John, take it easy, bud.
See you later. Later, Todd. Later,
See you, John.
All right.
Be careful.
So,
Yeah,
Jean-Pierre, just so you know, I don't know if you know this backstory, but back in 2013, my wife and I went to Bardstown, Kentucky, and stayed for a few days. But we drove up to Louisville area and met with John at his house. And Todd came over and had a beer or two with us, and then we went out to New Albania Brewery. So that's how I, other than social media and the internet, that's how I know these two guys.
Okay, good. All right. That's what that was all about. That's what it's all about, you know?
It is, you hear so much negative about the internet and Facebook in particular, but it is nice that, without the internet, without Facebook, you would have never met Todd or John or
meet these other people. Exactly.
Yeah, it does allow you to do positive things if you let it happen.
And yet people have the same interests. You have the same interest, same taste, what you like, what you don't like, things like that. It's kind of good,
It is. Yeah, there is some positive. Sometimes all you hear are the negative things, but there is a lot of positive if you're paying attention.
Definitely.
Hey, John, it's good to actually do a hangout with you now. I watched a lot of your videos and see you on posting on the Zone 1 beer club sometimes.
Right. And some, like, there have been other beers that I posted that are on Zone 1 that I would say, that we all drink every single day, and others that I'll post on Zone Beer 1, and others that I'll post on another group, like groups that maybe Tom, the Beer Whisperer's in, or like the beer group or support beer or whatever, that may not be, say, like support regular ass beer, like that pumpkin beer I had this morning. I posted on different things instead of the support regular ass beer, because I know that style of beer is not, your everyday typical beer. So, and that beer I was very impressed with. That one is a pumpkin ale 7.5, and that was pretty good. I mean, for that could be something, I could have get again for Thanksgiving or Christmas, or even celebrate during the holiday season. I think it's very potent, very good flavor. Just a well-made brew, pumpkin ale style beer.
Hey, if you
that
guys
was my first time having it too.
Have you had the old style Oktoberfest?
No, I have not.
Tom, how about you?
I don't get that in my neck of the woods. I've been looking for it. I was hoping to get it, but it's not here.
I picked it up also at the same time I picked this one up. It was a 4-pack of 16-ounce cans for, I think I paid $4.99 or $4.59. $4.99 sounds more right. And I had one last night, and it wasn't too bad. Had a little more orange flavor to it than I was anticipating. But I'm going to try it again. That was just the first one, so.
Yeah, it's a lot for an Oktoberfest. You shouldn't be getting fruit flavors.
Yeah, so I'm going to, maybe it was just a bad taste budding type of night, so.
You never know. So, hey, guys, I'm going to wrap up this session. I want to thank John for joining us. Thanks for John for thanks for Todd for giving me the idea to do one. So, any you guys have any final words? John, I'm going to ask you. Any final words? Any tasting notes? Any parting shots? Anything?
No, I just say, everybody enjoy their day, peace and love, and enjoy each other's company, and have a good beer.
There you go. Those are good words, man. Very inspiring. How about you, Todd? Any final words? Any tasting notes you want to leave us with?
I certainly can't top those words. That's well put. I would agree 100% with the Jean Pierre on that one, and just get along and be happy and drink what you have. It doesn't matter what it is. Beer, beer's beer. Just pull it out of the fridge and have a drink.
There you go. Very good. Hey, I'm Tom the Beer Whisperer. I'm running for Beer Whisperer in Chief, and I approve this message, and we're out of here.